Hello. Thank you for judging me. Thank you for judging me. Thank you for joining with me. We are in a Course in Miracles workbook for students. I apologize. Sometimes I mumble, so I try to speak fast. We are in part 2 of the workbook for students, which is section 10, What is the Last Judgment? Lesson 312. Please read or listen to the What is the Last Judgment video today. I see all things as I would have them be. Perception follows judgment. Having judged, you therefore see what you would look upon. For vision merely serves to offer what you would have. Offer you what you would have. It is impossible to overlook what you would see and fail to see what you have chosen to behold. How surely, therefore, must the real world come to greet the holy sight of anyone who takes the Holy Spirit's purpose as his goal for seeing. And he cannot fail to look upon what Christ would have him see and share Christ's love for what he looks upon. I have no purpose for today except to look upon a liberated world, set free from all the judgments I have made. Father, this is your will for me today, and therefore it must be my goal as well. And now I will read the commentary by Alan Watson. This lesson is the second in a pair. The previous lesson told us that we judge all things as we would have them be. This lesson continues, perception follows judgment. Judgment is, in this context, nearly synonymous with interpretation. We first want a certain thing to be true. We therefore judge or interpret what is around us according to that desire. And having judged, interpreted it, we perceive what we wanted, for sight can merely serve to offer us what we would have. The Course's presentation of perception and how it works is consistent and insistent. You see what you believe is there, and you believe it there because you want it there. Perception has no other law than this. If we want to see the real world, we will see it. If we join with the Holy Spirit in his goal, we cannot fail to look upon what Christ would have him see and share Christ's love for what he looks upon. The key is in what we want. To admit that what we are seeing we must have wanted to see at some level of our minds. The ego has a sick mind, quite literally. The unrecognized ego thoughts and wishes manifest in the world even though we are not conscious of them. But the world is our mind's mirror. What we see is what we have chosen to see. The world does not change because we are afraid to look within our minds and see the thoughts that caused it. If we will look, he will heal. I recall someone standing during an ACIM workshop when Ken Wapnick was sharing along these lines and telling how during the television reports on a California earthquake, he became aware that there was part of his mind that was disappointed that the death toll was so low. Something in him wanted it to be more dramatic, wanted to see more death. I remember once realizing quite clearly that I wanted someone dead, someone quite close to me. It was a shock, but when I let myself be aware of it, I was also aware that the thought was not new. We need to be willing to find the cause of the world we see within our own minds so that we can change our minds about the world. With changed thoughts, we will see a changed world. If we will, we can look upon a liberated world, set free from all the judgments I have made. Today, we can choose to see the world differently if we want to. There is no guilt in choosing not to see it differently, but think of how unhappy your perception of the world has made you up until now, and ask yourself if you don't want to see it differently. Seeing the real world is your will. It is up to you and to me to choose to see it today. Father, this is your will for me today, and therefore it must be my goal as well. This brought up some memories for me, which I stuffed, as I used to, and I would say constantly, excuse me, pray that my stepmom would die. And I just observed that thought come into my mind and then observe the guilt around it. And it's amazing how I hid that from myself for years, because I haven't really thought about it in years. We were blessed to have a very loving relationship at the end of her life, but oh my gosh, I despised her growing up. She was very cold and hard and jealous of my dad and my relationship, and I am losing my voice again. I don't know what's going on with my throat, so it's all that guilt. But anyway, it's really interesting to see that, and I'm sure you might be able to relate in some way or form. Thank you so much for joining with me. Now I will lead you into meditation, so please close your eyes if you're in a situation where that is possible. Lesson 312. I see all things as I would have them be. I have no purpose for today except to look upon a liberated world, set free from all the judgments I have made. Father, this is your will for me today, and therefore it must be my goal as well. I see all things as I would have them be. Thank you so very much for joining with me in Lesson 312. I see all things as I would have them be. I love you. Have a beautiful day.